Okay, so this is the last thing I'm gonna make you guys sit through me reading, but it's just good. And it isn't a link. I'm sure you can find it online somewhere, but I actually have this printed. And I'm gonna go ahead and share what it is. It is volume 1, No Greater Joy, and it's the Pearls, Michael and Debbie Pearl. And the reason I kept it hidden is because here's the website, nogreaterjoy.org. I've only heard negative things about the Pearls, because I know they have some controversial books or views or whatever. So when I heard some of the things, specifically for children and raising children and training children and stuff like that, I was very drawn to it. And this is just like 2 weeks worth of experience here. And a friend of mine lent me this book, and I've really enjoyed it so far. There are some things that seem a little not gracious enough for me, but I don't think that that would be the case if you spoke to them in person. I think that they're just focused on the training aspect and not mentioning the grace as much. I don't think that they think there shouldn't be any grace given to your children. But anyway, I have only read a handful of things, and what I've seen so far has only been parenting stuff, and I've really enjoyed the homeschooling and the parenting stuff. So I'm not saying I agree with everything the Pearls say. I don't even know what the Pearls say because I've never read anything. This is the only thing I've read, what I'm reading to you guys. So what I guess I'm doing is taking in the good, and if I run into anything that I don't agree with, I will not take that in. So this last article that I wanted to share with you is called Schooling, What Age? And this was so good to me because it just, I don't know, it's just really encouraging and just puts things in a different perspective and gives you such relief, I think, as a homeschool parent. So here we go. Children are put in classrooms where they are continually bombarded with information and tested as to their progress. They never learn all the material, but the same information, becoming slightly more complex each year, is continually thrown at them. It takes 12 long, hard years to drum curriculum into them that they could learn in 2 years later in their development. The system has been arranged so that as soon as a child's mental development will allow comprehension of even a small amount of the material, he is made responsible for it. It reminds me of an Alaskan farmer going out to dig fence post holes in frozen ground. Being in a hurry, each day, as the thawing permits, he chops away at the frozen ground, digging a little deeper. After a long spring, with tired muscles and much frustration, he finally gets the holes dug. On the same day, his next-door neighbor, having waited until the ground was thawed, dug the same number of holes and finished the same day the first farmer finished. One moment. Because some children are ready to begin learning to read between the ages of 4 and 6, this has been accepted as the time to start all children. Early maturing children have been allowed to set the pace for average children. The later maturing children, 1 or 2 years behind the others, though just as bright, are always under pressure trying to keep up. In that competitive environment, they develop a sense of inadequacy. If they are not crushed by a belief in their failure, the later maturing children could prove to be the brightest when they are grown. The haste of the professional educator is like moving into a house before it is finished. If you wait until the children's mental faculties are amply developed in a nurturing environment, they will have a natural craving to learn. At the right time, if the child's soul has not been scarred by premature stress, teaching is easy. For the sake of understanding, observe with me an imaginary experiment with 2 children of equal mental comprehension. Both are destined to mature at the same time. The one in a traditional classroom will be continually pushed to his limit. Before he is ready, he will be made responsible for certain information. He will comprehend some of it right away, but much of it will just trouble him until he matures to the point of comprehension. For the teacher in the traditional classroom, it is sometimes like piling dry sand. It is a seemingly endless process of hammering it in. Drill and test, drill and test. As the student develops new mental rooms. Oh, careful, baby. Careful, careful. Stop, please. You're going to make this fall down. No. I said stop because you're going to make this fall down. Please obey me, okay? So as the student develops new mental rooms, the teacher waits outside to fill them with information. He is not ready for most of what is thrown at him, but they keep slinging it in his direction until it sticks. The poor child is a professional student at 6 years old. He is filled with responsibilities and worries. Being away at school, he has no mother to comfort him. If he is at home, and it is his mother who is placing these burdens on him, then his comforter has become his tormentor. The other child in our experiment is at home, at his mother's feet, feeling secure and protected. He is mentally developing at the same pace, but his information rooms are not being bombarded and tested before they are complete. If asked academic questions, he may appear to be 2 or 3 years behind the other child in our experiment. At 7 or 8, this child will begin learning the school material that our classroom child was learning at 6. The difference is that where it took 5 hours a day to teach the 6-year-old, it takes only 1 hour a day to teach the 8-year-old the same material. And most significant, our 8-year-old homeschooler is loving every minute of it. He is not getting burnt out by pressure and competition. He is not struggling to learn. His hunger is just being fed. The homeschool parent who is willing to wait for the mental and emotional development to occur will experience far less frustration and anxiety, and the child will have fun learning. I have observed that by the time homeschooled children are 14 or 15, they have far surpassed their traditionally schooled counterparts, and that with 1/10 of the effort. I really, really like this article. It's exactly, I don't know, it's just what I'm doing. I don't put so much pressure on myself or my 6-year-old to know all these things right now, even though sometimes when I hear what the kids that are his age are doing at school are a little more than he is. And what has helped me keep sane, even before I read this, is knowing that when those kids come home, they hate doing homework, they cry doing math, they're not enjoying learning. And that right there has been enough to keep me from pushing more on my children, because I don't want them to cry doing math at 5 and 6. I want them to love school and enjoy it and see it as fun and wonderful to learn. So this was really encouraging to me. So No Greater Joy, I guess there's more than one volume, and you can check out stuff online, I guess, at nogreaterjoy.org. The pearls, they may have awful stuff, I don't know, but this stuff's good.